All right, guys, so 5 buggies in all, right? Our first one is the donated rhino, the busted up rhino that we're turning into a Rocket Truck Squig Buggy catapult. Still to be painted. It's been primed, but hasn't been painted yet, which is why it doesn't get to go in the finished box there. Second of our buggies is the dollar store tow truck that we turned into the missile truck, which is going to be our Megatrack scrapjet, also to be painted. Successfully painted is the other dollar store toy, which is our custom Boosta Blasta. That's all ready to go here. Buggy number 4 is our donated World War II tank. That's going to be our snaz wagon, which leaves one buggy left. So our final buggy, the ShokkJump Dragsta. Let's check it out. So the ShokkJump Dragsta has the ability to teleport. And so what I decided was that means looted Necron technology. So we've got just the most mad design here with these huge triangular tracks and this ascended grot. See how he's kind of hovering there? This is going to be our ascended grot, kind of like how some of the Necron tanks have a Catan there, and we're going to have lightning. Yes, see these little wires here. We're going to bend those into shape and have lightning going between the grot and these crystals. So it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have this ascended grot, and of course he's wearing the big. He looks like Piccolo, the Dragon Ball Z cloak that he's wearing there. So let's go over this. So first of all, we have these awesome Necron guns with little grot sponsons there on the side. The wheels again made from soda can lids, which is just it's so useful. The tracks here are from an old World War II model kit that I've had since I was like a kid, and it was for the Bradley tank. But it has it had these rubber tracks in there. Now the tank, I've never used it because the tank is just way too big. Like it's huge. Like it's just too big for 40K scale. But I'm like, wait a minute, if I do the tracks in a triangular configuration, even though these rubber track things are too long for normal, it'll fit on our nice buggy base. Now the crystals are made from green stuff, modeling putty that I rolled, I let dry, and then I carved into them. And I think once they're painted, I think those look great. I was kind of going for like warp stone, like they have on the Skaven stuff, and yeah, I'm actually really happy with the way that turned out. So let's get our little boy out of here. You don't think I'm gonna glue it in there and try and paint it like that, do you? No way. He's gonna get painted separately. So we have the body of it is actually some Necromunda terrain pieces. We have like a single tile here, which is gonna be a beast to paint because we've got all those little tubes and cables and stuff in there. And then I had a single support structure thing for Necromunda that I chopped up into various pieces. So part of it ended up here in the front with the crystals there. Part of it ended up here on this in the side with, to kind of add structure and to give something. There's got to be something that connects to this upper wheel. It can't just be sitting there. And then part of it ended up here on the back where the jets are. And so, yeah, so it's this bizarre open design where it's really big, tall, and it has just this open area. So this is going to be interesting to paint. You can see I use green stuff to make some little tubes and cables. There's 6 crystals in all. 1, 2, back there. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's 2 crystals that are acting as like pike ram things that are going to be electrified from this little gribbly here. And so my plan is we're gonna have the grot, the ascended grot there, and then we're gonna have lightning going between the grot and all 6 of the crystals. So we're gonna bend these little wires here, uh, and hopefully it'll look good. I've seen some people do, like, my wife showed me a picture of someone had done a Thor with Mjolnir, and it had the lightning coming off of Mjolnir using little wires, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. So we're trying that with this. Now the grot itself is just a standard little grot there, and then we've put on this enormous cape thing, and then it's the grot with the stick bomb. I put his arms down so that I could have 2 of the cables kind of in the front, and then I've kind of roughly put a bunch of cables coming out from his back so that he actually stands like that. So all those cables will be coming like up and through here, and then these 2 are still drying. I mean, they're firm enough. I could probably touch them. Probably. Well, hope I don't mess this up. But they're gonna go like in. Man, it is hard to do this and talk and point the camera. Let's try this. All right, they're gonna go like in there, yeah, and then kind of down into there. I'm waiting for them to fully dry because I didn't have the right shape, so I made 2 more. By the way, some people have asked what I use. You can get these from Green Stuff World. It's a little 2-part thing. You put your little roll of green stuffs in there, and you go and it makes little cables, and it's just the easiest and coolest thing in the world. And then while the cables are soft, you can bend them into the shapes you want. And whenever I use green stuff, you always have a little left over, and so I always just make a cable, and so I just have like a little pile of cables in there, and I usually keep them kind of up here by my lamp. Do you guys remember that huge pile of rivets that we started with? That's all that's left. I'm going to have to bug my daughter, see if she can, see if she has any more of those little sparkly decal things, because you can see two of the rivets right there, one on each end. They just make the best rivets, and they're really easy to glue on. And now you can see the green stuff in there, where the cables are attached, is really rough, but I don't need to smooth it out or anything, because that's where these big cables will go. So there's really no reason to make that all look nice when it's just going to get covered up. So yeah, my plan is, of course, we got the craziest head, my favorite head right here, and the idea is the lightning will be coming out kind of from the collar. So I left some space there so that I can have these coming out. So lightning coming from him into these, and I think this is going to be just great looted Necron tech, because Necrons have the ability to teleport around, and the ShokkJump Dragsta can do that. Now normally it does it through almost like a Back to the Future thing, where it like shoots a portal in front of itself and drives into its own portal. But for this, I thought it'd be more fun to do more of a Necron type of teleportation. So this is going to be our Ascended Grot, right? Almost like a weird boy, like he's gone Super Saiyan Grot. And so he's going to be using the Necron tech to teleport around, which I think is really fun, because it's like, the Adeptus Mechanicus is like, we can never figure out Necron technology. It is far beyond anything we could ever comprehend. And then the orcs are just like, I looted Necron technology and I made a buggy from it. Because it just do be like that. So yeah, this is our 5th buggy. So with this, we'll have one of every different kind of buggy. And I think it looks just amazing. It's so wacky and wonky and different. And I love how all of our buggies are completely different. They're all just, like in the Lego movie too. Custom vehicles. That was really the inspiration for this army. With just everything is one off. Everything is different. Nothing is standardized. It's just this bizarre collection of stuff driving at you, covered in screaming grots who are just laughing. My neighbor asked me, like, what was the inspiration for this army? And I was like, how would you define this army? And I said, well, imagine like combining Mad Max and Gremlins, like the movie Gremlins. And I'm like, that's actually a really good way to say it. So that's what I'm going to say from now on. This is Mad Max meets Gremlins.